Primal Rage has always been one of the few games I wish was actually remade here. I mean, it would be so perfect. It's basically a dinosaur Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, right? But again, I need this to be remade. It has so many good creatures and so many good concepts in it. But today we're going to see if this verse could survive. Could Primal Rage survive Grimlock from Transformers Fall of Cybertron? Crap, I probably could have used another one. But with that being said here, please comment down below, like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And yeah, let's begin. So to start off, how strong is Primal Rage? Well, believe it or not, they actually get to planetary, well, large planetary, to solar system, to universal. Yeah. For starters, they're able to destroy a dream dimension that actually has its own stars and stuff like that, or is its own reality completely separated from Earth, right? So keep in mind, they fight here on a daily and destroy it on a regular basis, right? To the point where it has to constantly reform itself. Now, keep in mind, every creature or every deity in Primal Rage here can pretty much regenerate by eating each other. Yeah, they basically could rip a chunk out of somebody and eat them, even if you put a hole through them, right? They literally rip each other's throats out, rip limbs off, right? But then they could just bite each other and eat like one another or eat other materials or other, flesh and stuff like that, and then boom, regenerate. So yeah, they have crazy regeneration. Some that would be like completely disturbing to the likes of a Wolverine. But again, they have multiple statements of being able to destroy the planet. They could scorch it if they want to. They could freeze the entire planet. They could blow it up if they want to. But then when we get to the actual game itself here, we learn that they're actually strong enough to actually create constellations of themselves, which again would put them at a either multi-solar system or at a very low end at a solar system calibration, or sorry, tiering, I should say. But again, with them being able to do this, there's also another high end of them in the comics, or at least in their own like comic manga adaptation, where they are capable of destroying the entire universe itself. So I want y'all to honestly keep that in mind here. We will be going with the higher ends and putting them at Universal. They're definitely going to need it. But how strong is Grimlock from Fall of Cybertron? Well, I think that's pretty simple. Scaled the big guy on this page like plenty of times here. So if you guys want, go ahead and check out my How Strong is Fall of Cybertron Grimlock video and have yourselves a very good time. But with that being said, Grimlock himself is known as one of the best, if not the best, tactician in the Transformers Aligned continuity. So effective, in fact, that Shockwave actually deemed him the main reason, and pretty much he was, the main reason why Megatron and even Onslaught, with all their coordination and planning, could not get through the front lines of Icon. Mind you, this does mean that Grimlock was besting Megatron, Bruticus, and the likes of other heavy-hitting Decepticons that were likely in the war as well. And keep in mind, he always organized not only with the Autobots, but with his team at the front lines. All 5 of them, mind you. And this is where we get into where Grimlock was already dangerous before his Dinobot upgrade. He was able to basically damage Shockwave with a single punch. And mind you, this is before his Dynamite upgrade. Mind you, Shockwave is capable of taking a beating from the likes of Cliff Jumper, Jazz, the likes of RC, a space bridge explosion. Could he even kill this guy? He was able to take an absurd amount of damage within the Transformers Prime continuity. And yet, here's Grimlock being able to, well, crack him with one punch. Then we move to his Dinobot upgrades and stuff like that, and yet Shockwave literally calls him his greatest achievement. Okay? Like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Shockwave had already created the Predacons at that point. And mind you, this is a Energon-starved and nearly depleted Grimlock. And he's still capable of not only going toe-to-toe, but being able to match the strength of Predacons. Predacons are, again, just much more dominant in strength than the average Cybertronian. So they would Ragdoll, Ultra Magnus, RC, Bulkhead, Wheeljack, etc., right? So he's casually capable of not only battling them, but also killing them, as he did with both Sir Kent and almost killed Blackbite. Keep in mind, Predacons require black hole level technology in order to actually damage, and yet Grimlock is able to just kill them with his sword or with his teeth and jaws. So I want y'all to honestly keep that in mind here. This would easily put Grimlock at around a solar system level, if not a multi-solar system level, because again, he's able to actually kill them and not only just damage them, he's able to take it a step further, while, the Autobots during the disconnected Beast Hunter season or whatever were just needed that kind of tech, right? But then we also have the fact that he would upscale the likes of Optimus from Fall of Cybertron, considering the fact that he is around the same level as some of the high tiers in the Transformers Prime continuity. This means he would actually exceed the power of the Darkspark, a dimensional being, or the dimensional power of being able to bend time and space, and the artifact of death created by Mortalis himself, the Transformers aspect of death itself, or primordial of death, whichever one you want to call it, right? Keep in mind, the Darkspark was able to punch through 3 multiverses, meaning that Grimlock at a high end would be around those complex multiversal levels. Yeah, keep in mind every Transformers universe is infinite, going into an infinite multiverse, which has an infinite dimensional brand spacing, by the way. So this means that the Darkspark pretty much bypassed not only the entirety of the multiverse itself, it basically punched through into the Transformers Omniverse and went to basically 3 continuities. It started in a line, ended up in the Beast Wars continuity, and then went to the Bayverse continuity. So, with that being said, let's talk about it. Could Primal Rage actually survive Grimlock here? Well, believe it or not, at their low ends, which is around the solar system to multi-solar system level for both of them respectively, they are actually pretty equal. Only problem is here, Grimlock not only has a natural healing factor thanks to Shockwave, but it's also the fact that he is much more skilled than a large majority of the Primal Rage dinosaurs or deities. Now, don't get me wrong, these deities are still skilled, powerful, and vicious. But again, so is Grimlock. And that's not even to get into his own hacks and abilities, such as his fire breath and his own rage boost, where the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. Similar to that of our favorite Green Goliath, the Hulk. So again, not only could Grimlock just casually, get stronger as the fight progresses, he could eventually just end up overwhelming, overpowering, and even beating them as well. Not to mention his higher ends are just simply higher in general. Complex Multiversal should honestly be greater than the likes of any universal scaling that Primal Rage simply has. So at the end of the day, Grimlock would likely be able to grab any dinosaur here and simply punch them into space dust, or to a bloody smear. But with that being said, be sure to comment down below, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I'll see you guys for another one-sided beatdown.